Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Forbidden Land podcast. It is 2026. We've made it, folks. It's January 1st. As of this recording, we've made it. I shaved. I'm mogging. This year's about to be goated. I say that, and yet the stuff I'm about to talk about is awful. So starting off the year nice and strong, positive even. We ended last year with lots of death and destruction. I mean, death and destruction that makes even Dick Cheney go, damn, I wish I could have seen that. The U.S. government decided that it wanted to bomb Nigeria. Now, to the average American, that goes, the fuck are we bombing Nigeria for? The U.S. claims that it was bombing ISIS or ISIL. They're not really too sure on what narrative to go with here. But the U.S. hit a Nigerian village. According to the CNN article, that this missile that hit this village in Nigeria, the missile landed close to a medical facility, and the people of the village are like, there's no history of ISIS in this area. Someone says, we couldn't sleep last night. We've never seen anything like this before. They did not realize it at the time, but they were witnessing what was part of a U.S. strike that the president would refer to as a Christmas present for terrorists. Trump declared on Thursday of last week, last week, that the U.S. had carried out a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS militants in the region, who he accused of targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians at levels not seen for many years and even centuries. According to the U.S. Africa Command, the operation neutralized multiple ISIS militants. Okay. This is so bizarre that the U.S. is claiming there are ISIS militants in a certain part of Nigeria and that they are committing Christian genocide. Does Trump even care about Christians? Like, be honest. Does Trump seem like the kind of guy that cares if there's a Christian genocide going on? Probably not, right? But also, oh geez, what a crazy thing to argue. Now that we're bombing Nigeria to prevent them from committing further Christian genocide. I don't think we're accusing the country of Nigeria, because I think Nigeria is kind of okay with this, it seems. Oh, great. The Nigerian foreign minister has come on record as saying that this joint operation has nothing to do with religion, that they are disputing Trump's claims. Nigeria reiterates that all counterterrorism efforts are guided by the primacy of protecting civilian lives, safeguarding national unity, and upholding the rights and dignity of all citizens, irrespective of faith or ethnicity. Terrorist violence in any form, whether directed at Christians, Muslims, or other communities, remains an affront to Nigeria's values and international peace and security. This is so bizarre. So they're saying that they were allowing the U.S. to bomb ISIS fighters in Nigeria. Just because. This is just a joint operation. We're working together with our boys, you know. And then Trump comes out and goes, this is because of all that Christian genocide you guys are doing. Very bizarre justification for a strike that is relatively allowed, it seems, by Nigeria. Very weird. Very strange. This just furthers the great replacement theory and all the other racist dog shit dog whistles that the president peddles on a daily basis. Trump said, I have previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay, and tonight there was. This is so weird that he's using this as a reason to go bomb ISIS in Nigeria. Someone said at most 14,000 Christians were killed in Nigeria in the last year. The last couple of years. Compare that with the 60,000 military and civilian Christians killed in Ukraine. Damn. I don't know how accurate that is, but if that's the truth, yikes. I don't know. I think it's just we want a foothold in Nigeria. Keep in mind, our soft power is gone. USAID is gone. So we need to establish ourselves in some way. And so we're like, hey, other countries, can we bomb you as a show of force? They're like, sure, I guess. And then afterwards, Trump is like, this is for all them white people y'all are killing. Or they're like, oh, this is for all them Christians y'all are genociding. And the countries go, no, it's not. Like, but okay, say whatever you want, I guess. It's very weird. That's one of the weirdest stories from this past week that I cannot boggle my mind around for some reason. Like, I just can't comprehend why exactly we did this, I guess. In part 2 of the violence we have committed against other countries, the U.S. conducted a land strike against Venezuela, according to the president. Yeah. According to the president, we struck like a Venezuelan dock, which is the first American land strike on Venezuelan soil. Here's him next to the most innocent man on earth and super trustworthy guy, not a war criminal, Benjamin Netanyahu.
Can you say anything more about the explosion in Venezuela that you mentioned in the radio interview? Did the military do that? Can you share more details about
Well, it doesn't matter, but there was a major explosion in the dock area where they load the boats up with drugs. They load the boats up with drugs, so we hit all the boats, and now we hit the area. It's the implementation area. That's where they implement, and that is no longer around.
Is that the only strike that the U.S. has done?
I don't want to comment.
Wow. Also, I gotta point this out. He's looking old. Not Trump. Netanyahu. I mean, Trump was always looking old, but Netanyahu. Dude, he looks horrible here. He looks like shit. Maybe it's like the stress, you know. He has to meet Trump in Mar-a-Lago and can't meet him in New York like they usually do. And, you know, like, oh, Mr. Trump, I can't go to New York City and use that infamous glory hole we love using on each other. Trump is like, I'm sorry, BB. It's a new world out there. I'm so sorry. Go to my beach home in Mar-a-Lago, and we'll fuck there. You know, that's probably how that conversation went. He's looking old. I mean, he almost looks like he has the Hitler stash already. He looks like Hitler. I don't know why. He's just exuding the Hitler look, I feel like. You give him the mustache and he basically looks like Hitler. He just looks old, man. He looks awful. He's aging like Bill O'Reilly. I don't know if you know what Bill O'Reilly looks like right now. Holy crap. Bill O'Reilly now looks horrible. He looks awful. Okay, I need like a clear shot. I don't want the fucking deep fried. No way. This is from Bill O'Reilly's YouTube channel. Never mind. I thought it was like a biased image of him. Here's Bill O'Reilly when he was on Fox News versus him now. Here, I'm going to get you a good picture to look at. Here's Bill O'Reilly on Fox News when he was on the O'Reilly Factor. You know, actually, one of my family members was featured on the O'Reilly Factor, and let's just say Bill O'Reilly did not like him. But here's him on Fox News on the O'Reilly Factor. He looks old, but like, you know, at least he still has like body fat. Here's him now, according to his own YouTube channel's thumbnail. Then there's like that famous clip of him forgetting that Epstein was arrested by the Trump administration, or arrested under the Trump administration. He thought it was under Biden or some shit. Yeah, that's how Benjamin Netanyahu is aging right now.
Can you say anything more about the explosion?
Like, look at him. He's probably thinking to himself like, oh man, those were weapons dollars you could have sent to us. What's up with that? Instead of blowing up that dock, you could have helped me blow up another tent village in Gaza. Mr. Trump, why didn't you just give us that money? I don't know how to do a good Benjamin Netanyahu impression, to be honest. There's this one guy on TikTok that does a really good one. I just can't do it. I don't know. He's like one of the few guys I can't really do a impression of. I'm not good at it. But there's one guy on TikTok, he's so good at it. I never see his videos anymore. I think the TikTok deal has kind of killed his reachability for me. Yeah. Netanyahu's looking rough, man. Also, Trump looked pissed during that whole meetup. Like, who wants to get a visit from essentially their boss during this time of year? Nobody, you know. You think Trump wants to see his boss during this time of the year? Trump has now officially issued his first veto of his second term, and he did 2 vetoes, not just one, because, you know, we're having fun here, folks. Let me turn on my my other light. Needed to be more, like, lively in here. I mean, that did nothing, but still, you get my point. Trump vetoed 2 bills. They were 2 bipartisan bills. They were infrastructure related. One of them he seemingly blasted out of existence because he is not vibing well with the Colorado governor right now, Jared Polis. Trump pardoned somebody who's being held in a state prison in Colorado. This person was convicted of state charges, I believe. And for some reason, the president is like, let me violate the Constitution in the most flagrant, dumb way possible. And he has decided that this person that he federally pardoned on state charges, he's decided that he wants the Colorado governor a Democrat, by the way, to release them because of this federal pardon. That's not how this works. And the president is going to irreparably change the way that pardons work if he keeps pushing for this. Either the Supreme Court is going to rule that pardons don't matter anymore and that they are no longer an official power of the president, or they'll go the other way and claim that the president can pardon anybody for any crime, any jurisdiction, no matter what. Federal, state, local, doesn't matter. This is so stupid. He shot down, from what I've been reading, he shot down a bill that had to do with like, water delivery systems for rural communities in Colorado. And if I'm not mistaken, a lot of the rural areas in Colorado are in the 4th district, which is Lauren Boebert's district. And when he shot down this bill, Lauren Boebert came out and said, "This isn't over." I just don't understand. The senator from Colorado is not happy with it. He said, quote, "This isn't governing. It's a revenge tour. It's unacceptable." Yeah, he's just blocking this for nothing. The administration previously announced it would close a critical research center in the state. Awesome. The other bill that he vetoed would expand the land reserved for the I don't want to butcher the name, but it's a Native American tribe in Florida. And it would instruct the Department of Interior to work with the tribe to mitigate flooding in the added area. Mikosuke tribe? I don't know, that's the best way I can pronounce it. I'm not too sure. The president argued that blocking both measures was necessary to save taxpayer dollars. Quote, "Enough is enough. My administration is committed." God. "My administration is committed to preventing American taxpayers from funding expensive and unreliable policies. Ending the massive cost of taxpayer handouts and restoring fiscal sanity is vital to economic growth and the fiscal health of the nation." That was his explanation for the vetoes. For one of the vetoes. The bill aims to lower the payments certain communities in Colorado make for the construction of a water pipeline. Oh, so it's all money. It's money and revenge. That's what it is. Because the senator even makes the argument that this would have basically cost nothing to the taxpayer. Awesome. Those were his first 2 vetoes, folks. Remember, you're gonna pay for that water pipeline in Colorado. You're gonna like it, and in addition to that, you're gonna pay for more weapons to Israel, more bombs to be dropped on Venezuela, and you're gonna like it. You're gonna pay for all that stuff, and you're gonna like it, and you're gonna pay this company to build this water pipeline, and you're gonna, and Colorado governor, hear me, read my lips. Release that state prisoner, because I said so. The king commands it. I hereby declare as the king of the United States. All governors, release the prisoners I say to release. Folks, why aren't they listening to me? I'm the king. Come on. Wow. All right, let's move on to the biggest development to come out of 2025. And I didn't talk about it too much yet, but because I wanted to wait until now to do it. The Jeffrey Epstein files. I know it kind of fell out of the news cycle a little bit, but it's probably going to come back in a big way because I'm sure some new stuff is going to come out, or Ro Khanna and Massey are just waiting for Congress to reopen. Here's what happened. The Trump Department of Justice dropped a bunch of files, but they redacted the shit out of most of them. Here's a piece of one that I was able to unredact by copy and pasting. All right, this is great. In November 2017, Indike signed a foundation check made payable to the immigration lawyer in New York who was involved in one or more forced marriages, arranged among Epstein's victims to secure a victim's immigration status. The check's memo line references the former Russian model's last name. JSC Interiors, LLC, is a New York limited liability company, the articles of organization of which were filed in November 2014. The articles list JSC, who was forced and coerced to have sex with Epstein, as the company's sole owner. JSC was manipulated, exploited, and controlled by the Epstein enterprise. Now, what was originally redacted on that page, you might be wondering? Indike, and JSC Interiors LLC. Any mention of JSC or anything relating to that are redacted. Why? Because the goal of these files dropping is to hide any reason. The goal of redacting all these files is to hide any reason why, like any reason as to how Epstein got his money. Why he had all this money. How he got all of it. How he maintained his status amongst the ultra wealthy. There were releases in these files of co-conspirators. Someone who's been making a lot of good videos on this was CoffeeZilla. I can type. CoffeeZilla has been making a lot of good videos on this. Where's his second channel? He has a second channel. Shit. Where is it? He's been talking about the Epstein stuff for a long time now. Not Coffee Break, is it? No, where is it? What? Oh, Voidzilla. He's been talking about the Epstein stuff a lot. First they released a bunch of stuff with Bill Clinton in it, with random redactions of people that didn't need to be redacted. Like there's the photo of him with Michael Jackson, and the kids that are redacted in the photo are just like Michael Jackson's kids, and like like the photo's been released before unredacted by like the press. After I recorded my episode talking about it, the Trump administration removed 16 of the files, one of which was this photo of Donald Trump, like in Epstein's desk. Look, CNBC even censored the girls in the photos. But Trump is in a photo in his desk drawer. There's like the famous photo of all four of them. Trump, his wife, Epstein, and Ghislaine Maxwell. But then there's this other photo of him with like women. And they removed this file. And then they ended up removing more files. And I pointed out on Twitter that it's very weird, that photo in particular, because there's another photo of that desk in the files. I said it seems during their investigation back then, someone ordered they remove that Trump photo for a second evidence photo without it. Photo 1346. And here it is. A photo of the same desk. You still got the photo of Trump and Epstein on the desk. But now the photo is gone. It looks like they rearranged pieces of the desk. I mean, look, there's this huge photo album and, presumably photos that the DOJ has. There's, all these other photos in here, all these documents, and then like the documents are still there. The photo album has been closed now, and the photo of Trump is nowhere to be found. What's up with that? And I pointed this out because I was like, what the fuck? Why would they take another evidence photo later on? Same desk, but it's obviously been tampered with. I mean, you don't take the first evidence photo. Suddenly people have been arrested and evidence is being collected and everything, and then they tamper with the scene and take another evidence photo. This time, suspiciously without the photo of Trump. So, it's all weird. I also pointed out that there's the photo of Ehud Barak, former Israeli prime minister. I mean, fucking sky is blue, water's wet, dog bites man. Fuck, I don't even know what to say anymore, people. How much more of a fucking connection does Israel have to have with Jeffrey Epstein? I know you don't hear it much from mainstream news outlets because they like to report on the possible connection with Trump and Epstein, and I feel like people are missing the forest for the trees. I feel like people are focusing way too tunnel visioning hard on the president, and they're missing all the other stuff too. Focus on all of it. There's a Trump connection here that's stronger than most people's connection. We just don't have the concrete, hard evidence available to us right now because the administration in charge is ran by the guy we want the evidence of. Of course he's not going to release that. He even goes as far, I have a thing in here, he goes as far as saying he doesn't want any more files released. I mean, come on. Of course they're not going to release anything with him in it. But people are like then actively ignoring how he was getting his money. Where's all the money coming from? All the co-conspirators. They're ignoring all that because they're just tunneling in on this. Look at all of it. Expand your horizons, people. You won't hear about the Israel connection because it's mainstream media. They don't even report on the genocide in Gaza. They're not going to report about the Mossad agents staying at Epstein's properties. The weird connection that three Israeli prime ministers have with Jeffrey Epstein. Netanyahu, I'm pretty sure, knew Epstein. But Ehud Barak was the prime minister in the early 2000s of Israel, and he has a pretty strong connection to Epstein. Like, you guys need to look at all of it, not just this part. Look at all of it. The reason why I say that is because these guys take that and they spin it. You know, they spin it around. They go, look, they have Trump derangement syndrome. They're focusing too much on Trump. You know, they just want to ruin Trump's image. That's what they use it for. They use it to run that narrative. Meanwhile, there's all this other stuff. You know, they can use that to not only make you be like, oh, you know, that way their supporters are like, oh, the Epstein files are not real, or they're not what they say they are. They just want to smear Trump's good name. And they completely ignore all the other connections to stuff. You know? And it's weird, like, they'll do all that and then they go, oh, but Bill Clinton. Yes. All of them. There was a TikTok I saw of a girl talking about that island that all the billionaires go to on New Year's Eve, where, like, most of the world's wealth is just collected on this one part of an island. And look at how close that island is to Jeffrey Epstein's island. People. My God. Yeah, and they've been doing a lot of really funny, embarrassing stuff. Like the database that they built on the website, which sucks, by the way. If you type in Trump's name, you'll get no results. But if you type in Trump with a space afterwards, you'll get like 600 results or something like that. It's crazy. Searchable database. What is this link?
Were supposed to be searchable.
Oh,
in the very plain language of the text of the bill, it says they had to be delivered in a searchable and publicly accessible format. And right now, as we sit here today at 4:54, the full Epstein library on the Department of Justice's website doesn't have search function.
This is when they first dropped on the due date. They had a full month to build the easiest thing you can build, a search function for files. Basically built-in Control F amongst a bunch of files. Super easy. And yet they didn't have it on like day one.
Now, there is a note on their website that says, due to technical limitations in the format of certain materials, e.g. handwritten text, portions of these documents may not be electronically searchable and may produce unreliable search results. But they are entirely not functionally searchable right now. And so if you're a survivor sitting...
Multi-trillion-dollar institution, the federal government, can't do what Google does and has been doing for almost 40 years. Let that sink in. Open the door and let the sink come in. Insane. They were dragging their feet for so long on this searchable database. Someone made one for them. This guy made... I mean, he hasn't kept it updated anymore because there's better sources now. But he made a searchable database of all the Epstein files. So this is ridiculous. But since we're on the topic of databases that you can search through, I want to show one of the coolest things I've seen. So, oh my God, they keep adding new stuff. I want to show one of the coolest things that they've added, that someone's made regarding the Epstein files. So if you go to jmail.world, it'll bring you to this website. And this is a complete recreation of Google products in the style of like you're logged in as Epstein. Got all these Epstein emails. Yeah, I believe these are based on his actual emails. I think some of them are, yeah. But it's pretty funny. And then you can also go to, you can click on the waffle, you go to J Photos. You can actually search the photos based on like, you know, person that appears in them. Where's the Jean-Luc Brunel? Why did they never put him on here? He's in a lot of these. I don't know why they never put Jean-Luc Brunel as a searchable person on these things. And then you can go to J Drive. You could search through all the PDF files and all the documents. How cool is this? Oh, wow. Look at that. It's just like Google Drive. Look, they even have it all sorted. DOJ disclosures, estate production, house oversight. You can go to J Flights and look at all of the flights that Epstein took. Oh, wow. Wow, would you look at that? How cool is that? And you have a list of all of his flights. You know, all of his available flight records. Man, he was visiting that island a lot. Ooh, wow. Would you look at that? I mean, how neat is this? Oh, I wonder where that one's from. Ben Gurion Airport? Oh, fuck me, man. Oh, jeez. When does he visit Israel? That one's kind of interesting. I want to know when he visits Israel. Damn, I have no idea. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you can search it with just Jeffrey, with guests, empty legs. I don't know what that one is. Yeah, pretty cool. You can go to Gemini. What's on your mind, Jeffrey? If you click on this, it says Jeffrey's email and it says, "Hi, Jeffrey." You go to JVR and like look in his rooms pretty much in like a 3D kind of space sort of thing. Granted, there's nothing behind you, but it is kind of cool. Go to Jamazon. Oh, wow. You look at his order history. Here's where he bought the annotated Lolita, revised and updated. And I believe it will actually take you to the link. Oh, wow. The Devil's Bargain. Oh, wow. I believe it will actually take you to the Amazon link that you can buy it from. Cool as that. I didn't mean to exit full screen. I want the full effect. Oh yeah, this is the one that you have to like back out of. I already went to Amazon. So then down here, they've added this new taskbar. So you can like go to even more places like Jotify. You can, I guess, listen to court depositions and stuff like that. Oh, damn. That one didn't work. I don't know why these aren't working.
Good morning.
Morning.
Can you please state your full name for the record?
Redacted.
So, I recognize that you are wearing a mask and behind plexiglass. There's a microphone in front of you. Good afternoon, Special Agent Redacted.
Good afternoon.
Could you please state and spell your full name for the record?
Redacted.
Where do you currently work?
The FBI.
What is your title there?
Special Agent.
How long have you worked?
Oh, wow. This is a lot of work that went into this one, man. This is awesome. You can also go to JMessage. Look at this text messages with Steve Bannon, I guess. Damn. Okay. You can go to Facebook. And it literally looks like Facebook too. That's the craziest part. Like here's Bill Clinton's profile on Facebook. Look at his friends, look at his timeline. Pretty crazy, isn't it? This is the photo I'm talking about, by the way, with Michael Jackson. Yeah, this whole website's really cool. Oh, this is Kevin Spacey mentioned. This whole website's really cool. I highly recommend you check it out. It's just a really good collection of all of the Epstein files. I mean, what do you even say? Some of the files were completely redacted.
As possible.
Talk about blacking out. I don't know if I can get a close-up of my phone. This is one of the documents that the Justice Department released. It's 100 pages.
Right,
This is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see. It's all black. It's just 100 pages of redaction. That's the transparency we're getting here.
Right, and I'll point to as much of this as possible.
Talk
Isn't that
about
crazy?
This is one of the documents that the Justice Department released. It's 100 pages.
Right,
This is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see. It's all black. It's just 100 pages of redaction. That's the transparency we're getting here.
Right.
And I think they've unredacted some of those to some extent. But it's just insane that they thought they could get away with releasing that in the first place. Here's Maria Farmer. She submitted I just bit my tongue. A tip to the FBI in the 90s regarding Epstein. And people didn't believe her for a long time. And part of the Epstein files was that her report was in there. The tip to the FBI was in the files. Thus confirming 30 years later that she really did tip off the FBI. Maria Farmer. The New York Times contacted her. She said, "I've waited 30 years. I can't believe it. They can't call me a liar anymore." How sad is that? You know, elite pedophile ring in the elite circles. And the FBI was just doing nothing about it. Here's the Colombian president, because, you know, Trump's making threats against Colombia right now. Here's the Colombian president saying a clan of pedophiles wants to destroy democracy in Colombia.
Un clan de pedófilos quiere acabar la democracia en Colombia. Duro.
Harsh, yes, but that's the
Ahí
reality.
está la realidad.
And to keep the list from coming out, they send warships to kill fishermen from this city and threaten the neighbor, talking about dictator and so on. As if the people of Colombia would applaud an invasion of their brother. Yeah. Yeah, a clan of pedophiles. How awesome is that? So here's what the response will be for violating the Epstein Transparency Act. Here's Thomas Massey on Face the Nation.
What are you going to do about it to force them to comply? I mean, can you do anything?
Oh, absolutely. Look, people have talked about, and by the way, Todd Blanche is the face of this, but it's really the Attorney General's office, Pam Bondi, who is responsible. And there are several ways to get at this. Some take longer, some are shorter. The quickest way, and I think most expeditious way to get justice for these victims is to bring inherent contempt against Pam Bondi, and that doesn't require going through the courts. And give her, and basically Ro Khanna and I are talking about and drafting that right now.
What are you going to
do? We should impeach Pam Bondi. I saw Tim Kaine, who's a Democratic senator, go on the news and say, it might be too soon to impeach. This is why your fucking candidate, Hillary fucking Rodham Clinton, lost the 2016 election because you aren't bold and brave enough to do what's required. This is why you're a lame ass senator. Why you suck as a Democrat. This is why. I don't know. I mean, they can just violate an act of Congress, and I guess we just kind of have to sit around and wait and see. No, we shouldn't. My God. If Congress made an act that said the president cannot kill somebody with his own hands, and then the moment he signs it into law, he kills somebody in his office with his own hands, Is Congress supposed to just sit there and go, let's just wait and see what happens? Wait and see for what? What do you mean it's too soon? They didn't comply with the release date. They were releasing stuff days after the due date. Look, there was no searchable database on day one. That came like way later, and it's super broken, and it sucks. They've redacted a bunch of stuff with no explanation, violating another part of the act. And they're now no longer releasing the rest of the files. And if they do, they're going to also be redacted. None of them will include Trump's name. With dataset 8, a lot of it is like everything the FBI received regarding Epstein. Like every tip-off, everything. And the reason they're doing that is to muddy the waters. Because if you go, well, that stuff's not true, there's no way, then you'll start to believe that about all of it. Oh yeah, I had linked another heavily redacted file. I mean, this is the problem. Oh, did they unredact it? Oh my god. Oh no, they didn't. Sorry. So this is one of the examples I was going to talk about. So there was a file on the DOJ website that was... Where's the original file? Hold on, I have to find it. There was one that was released by Biden's DOJ. Yeah, it was this one. I just can't find the unredacted version. So this one right here was originally released by the Biden DOJ. And the Department of Justice redacted the absolute shit out of it. Any mention of Donald Trump, like in this, is just redacted to shit. Like, completely redacted. Do I have the Trump version? Yeah, so here's the... here's the Biden DOJ release of this file. Right here. Here's the Trump DOJ release of this file. You notice whose name is redacted from this? Look right here. It's Donald Trump. This right here tells you that there are potentially other mentions of Donald Trump in these files that have been redacted. The Department of Justice said redactions were applied to those documents when they were filed in the respective court cases back in the day. We reproduced the documents as we had them in our possession. Someone said this is false. They were already in the DOJ's possession without redactions previously. DOJ added back in redactions contrary to the Epstein Files Transparency Act. Yet they keep up this lie and keep getting community noted. Yeah. And then, of course, people are dropping fucking AI-generated photos of Trump. Come on, people. There are real photos of him. Come on, stop doing that. Yeah, people like Tim Kaine who look at all this and go, it might be too soon for us to... This is why people like him and Chuck Schumer should be removed and voted out. Genuinely. Low-Kirkuinly. Yeah. So anyways, if any more news comes out about the giant elite pedophile ring, I will surely talk about it, because what the hell? This is ridiculous. And it's actively hurt his image. Like, MAGA is in complete disarray right now because of this. No amount of bombing the rest of the world will stop people from talking about this, it feels like. So, here's to another year of the Trump administration and to a doomed midterm for the Republicans, unless the Democrats find out a way to fuck that up too. Okay. I was going to do a Trump recap, of his first year in his second term. I don't know if I need to do all that. I really don't. I think we all know what he's done. We all know what he's done. You know, he's violating the Constitution literally every week, if not every day. He's bombing other countries. He's bombed in 2025 alone Iran, Venezuela, Somalia, Yemen, Nigeria, and he threatened to bomb Colombia. Somalia, I learned, he bombed 219 times in his first term. And in 2025 alone, he bombed Somalia 118 times. And if he continues that rate for the rest of his term, he will have bombed Somalia more than Obama, Biden, and Bush combined. That is a crazy fact to learn during all of this. That he has bombed Somalia more than the last 3 presidents combined. So yeah, I will show this. Here's the inflation rate as of November. Here you go. This is the inflation rate as of November. Right here is the end of the Biden administration in January. Inflation was at 3. Started to go down. April, it was at its lowest, 2.3. And then the tariffs hit. The tariffs take full effect on the American economy. In May, inflation goes back up. June and July hits 2.7. In August, it hits 2.9. In September, we're back to Biden levels, baby. We're back to end of Biden's administration levels of inflation. October doesn't exist because of the government shutdown. But as of November, we are sitting at pretty much the same inflation rate that we were at the beginning of Trump's term. So, good job, Trump. Thanks. We love this great economy that we're in right now. Eggs and gas are cheap, but everything else is not. Oh, I also wrote on here that he wanted to do 50-year mortgages. Oh my fucking god, I completely forgot he wanted to do that. God. Anyway, I think I'll just leave my big thing about Epstein as the last thing I talk about in this episode. So the new year's starting off great. You know, last night I didn't really do anything for New Year's. I haven't really done anything for New Year's in a while. I laid in bed, watched that new hideous looking New York City ball drop. It is not that bad looking, but it's a little much. All the LED stuff that it's got going on is a little much. I watched Mom Donnie get sworn in. By the way, jump scare. Right before the ball drop, they showed Eric Adams, and I was like, ugh, I forgot about you. God, ever since the New York City election ended, I had just stopped thinking about Eric Adams. If I'm being honest. I watched Zoran Mamdani get sworn in as the New York City mayor. He swore on a Quran, which I watched a lot of stupid-ass white people be like, why didn't he swear in on a Bible? I don't know. If he was Jewish, would you expect him to swear in on a Bible as well? Or are you just saying that because he's Muslim? Like, what are we doing here? If he was Jewish, he'd probably swear on something else. Christian, yeah, the Bible makes sense. If he's Muslim, then yeah, I fully expect him to swear in on a Quran. So that's what happened. He swore in on a Quran. Shocker, you know. Like, how is that surprising to people? It wouldn't have meant anything if he sworn in on anything else. And just people being like, you know, he should respect the traditions of our country. What do you mean? You mean the tradition of separation of church and state? then like, yeah, technically he shouldn't be swearing in on anything. And part of the swearing in process shouldn't involve him saying, "So help me God," because that would be actual separation of church and state. There are people who get sworn in court with no Bible. They just swear in. So I'm just so sick of people, man. He's been in office for like a day and people are already like, he's touching the Quran. Oh my God. He also did a second swearing in today, I guess, so people during the day could see it. And Bernie Sanders read it out for him. So it was pretty cool. I'm excited to see where his New York City administration goes. Let's check in. See if there's any news. Mamdani promises to govern expansively and audaciously. Ooh. Nice. Damn. Let's see. Has he done anything? I mean, that's what I want to know. Has he done anything yet? Ooh, the New York City website looks cool. Is this Mamdani's New York City website, or did it always look like this? I don't know. Looks cool. New York City's website got vibes, man. Nice. I don't know what all he's done as of today. Oh, nice. Here's him sitting at a desk. That's cool. I'm sorry. I fangirl so hard for this man. I love him. He's awesome. I know people are like, don't idolize politicians, but I'm sorry. I just love him. That's my mayor, even though I don't live there. Hey, Atlanta, you want to put up a candidate to be our Mamdani? I'd appreciate it. Meeting my new boss. That's awesome. Yeah, I guess the New York City's website has always looked like that, because there's the New York City logo on this guy's shirt. So I guess it's always looked like that. Damn, the New York City subreddit's kind of kind of dead. Whoa, okay, so he has done some stuff. Come on. Show me what he's done. As Metro cards are to be phased out. Ooh, wait, isn't he actually gonna get rid of Metro cards? Since subways will be pretty much free, I think. That's kind of cool. Let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot the Attorney General, Letitia James, mispronounced Mamdani's name during the swearing in. Here, listen to this. This shit's so stupid.
Zohran Kwame Mamdani.
I think she calls him Mondani.
Zohran Kwame Mamdani.
Mondani, I think is what she says.
Zohran Kwame Mamdani.
Do solemnly swear.
Jeez. Come on, people. It's not a hard name to say. Mamdani. It's not hard to say. It's really not. I don't know how it's so hard for people to say that. Let's see. Mamdani reverses call to end mayoral control of New York City public schools. Oh, interesting. Awesome. Mamdani rescinds Eric Adams' executive orders signed over the last 16 months. Wow. That's insane. Mayor Zohran Mamdani, awesome, has moved swiftly to reshape City Hall, issuing an executive order that revokes all directives signed by former Mayor Eric Adams after September 26, 2024, the date of Adams' indictment. Whoa. Yo. Okay. Mamdani framed the move as a defense of working-class New Yorkers, though he did not provide specific examples of the policies affected. Yo. That's awesome. I didn't know that that was why he did that. Wow. That's awesome. I wonder what all he reversed. He did not identify which policies or programs will be impacted. Who cares? I mean, shit. All the good ones, he'll just sign back into the executive order, and all the bad ones, he'll just fucking, throw out. City agencies are now reviewing which initiatives may be halted or altered as a result. Mamdani noted he will issue a new executive order to retain the office to combat anti-Semitism. Oh, Lord. Which Adams had established through his own directive. Come on. Oh, he definitely did that as like a PR move. The office was created to coordinate city efforts against anti-Semitic incidents and promote community safety. I mean, I'm on board with that. It's just Adams created it because he loves Israel. So if Mamdani keeps it as an actual anti-Semitism protection agency, then sure. I mean, I'm down with that, I guess. I mean, anti-Semitism does exist. So, I mean, I'm down if he wants to create an office to combat that. Cool. I'm glad he's actually doing some stuff on day one. What a goated move. That's my mayor, folks. Am I right? That's my mayor. Yes. Let's go. It's my mayor right there, folks. All right. That's it. Thanks for watching. Go to patreon.com/forbiddenlandpod and subscribe for bonus content. Check out my Substack, where I write articles on stuff I think about that I can't necessarily fit into an episode of the podcast. I have been burping like crazy. God, check out my Substack. You won't have to hear any of that. You can just read it. Yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. You can find this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or hear me out, the refrigerator in your home if it happens to be a Samsung smart fridge. Allegedly. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see y'all next Friday. Peace.